Welcome to We Are the BYC. I'm Dawn, the human behind the Instagram account at Baby Yoda SD, inviting you to join us for a delightful journey into the heart of the Baby Yoda community. Picture this podcast as your exclusive invitation to a favorite neighborhood coffee shop where enthusiastic members of the BYC gather to share heartwarming stories and laughter, uncovering the untold tales and vibrant personalities of the humans behind these precious Baby Yodas. Whether you're a longtime member or a newcomer, get ready to join the fun as we embark on an adventure filled with camaraderie, emotion, and a whole lot of Baby Yoda love. Pull up a chair, grab your favorite drink, and let's dive in. Dale, thanks for coming on. It's good to see you.
You're welcome. Hoping people understand me.
Well, it's true. I was thinking, gosh, we need to have subtitles, but then really, how do you have subtitles on a podcast?
You can put a transcript on it, some podcast apps, but it would take a long time.
That's true. That is true. I think I didn't look on the other ones, but after they were uploaded on the site, the podcast or the host site, I guess, it has a little thing where you can click on that says transcript. And I was going to look and see if it was doing it on its own naturally, but
I'll speak slower. I'll speak slower than usual.
Yeah, there you go.
Because like you found out that in America when I was over that you can get used to me as time goes on, but when you first meet me, it's tough.
Yes.
Like when I spoke to you here before the podcast, kind of normally, and you were fine understanding me. It's probably from experience now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I remember like certain phrases that you say, or like the way your cadence is, that's different from ours. So yeah, it was a little easier this time.
Mal will need a transcript.
Yes.
There's no chance. So.
It was so cute watching Mal listen to you when you were talking to her in Vegas. Like, just her face was like so concentrated.
People can't see this, but I'm doing the face that she done and the head nod.
Yeah, just like this smile on her face, nodding, like, yeah.
It was quite funny because Thomas was probably the best at understanding me, like at first, like when first meeting me. So like it got to the point where she would, I would speak to Mal, and then she would turn to Thomas and make her face, and then Thomas would say what I just said.
So he was like her translator.
Yeah, and he done a good job. He was. Yeah. Quite, I know everyone else picked it up eventually, apart from Mal. But so anyway.
All right, Dale, can you share a little bit about your background? Where are you from, Dale? Nobody knows this.
I'm from a town in Scotland called Dumfries. It's quite a small town, about 40,000 people. It's about 90 minutes from the two major cities, which is Glasgow, where Beb lives, in Edinburgh, which is the capital, and where Teenie lives. Like, Scotland's quite a small country, so you can probably drive from one end to the other in like 7 or 8 hours.
Wow.
Angie might correct me on that, but I'm not sure what John O'Groats is the furthest north. Dumfries is probably about the furthest south, so I would say about 8 hours maybe. So it doesn't take that long in American terms, because for us, that's a big drive, but I know that for an American, that's not that bad, is it? 8 hours?
No, not at all. Yeah, I was just thinking, what is 8 hours from here? I don't think you could get to San Francisco in 8 hours.
So I've just, I've got my son Patrick, who most people know. Funnily enough, like the community is older than him. Like I remember when I told everybody that Nuala was pregnant, it was a big deal. I don't know if you all remember that, and then you were all kind of there through the pregnancy and for his birth, and now he's 3 this year. So
3 years old. Oh my gosh.
It's 3 in July. So
I can't believe it.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It is. I mean, he was the first. I think he was the first baby born in the community.
I think he was first, and then I think Ara, Poojas, and Kyle.
Yeah, that's right.
And there was a baby, Augie. It was like August. He was BY from the Shy, but I don't know, like Chicago, a Chicago one. Mm-hmm. I've not heard from them in a while.
Yeah, they haven't been on.
And then now you, baby Cam. I don't know, did I miss anyone in between? They're the four that kind of I remember quite well. No, the girl. We've all been boys.
Oh, right. Until just recently.
Eh?
Yodi the Snackfluencer, the other baby Yoda from Sweden.
Were they the baby?
They just had a baby girl. Mm-hmm. She's a week old now.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yodi the who?
Oh, Yodi of Sweden. That's the name.
Yeah, I've got Yodi of Sweden. I've just not been online, so I never knew they had a baby. Oh, very good. I'm on the page now, just as I might have not been online now. Oh, well, we've got 5 babies then that I know.
It's funny. And I was thinking about this the other day, like, you know, if the community stays, you know, for more years, where Jaff, I still call him Jaff, where Patrick is old enough to know what it is, it's going to be so interesting for him to have people who've been here since his birth and send him gifts. And
I think, like, even if the community in itself isn't still, I think it probably will be, but if it isn't, I think there'll be a lot of friendships and relationships still going. People will still speak. Like, I think I'll probably speak to loads of people for the community, like, online, probably forever. You know what I mean now?
yeah, that part's true.
It's like proper friendships have been kind of born out of it. So, you know what I mean? Like, even if, like, I would never, like, close my account, or, like, I know I don't post as much now, but I still, like, go on and check messages and stuff. Like, I'll never, like, just totally ditch it. So I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think people will get to see him grow up, to be honest, and I'll obviously tell him about it one day. I don't know what age he would have to be to understand, really. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he would have to be like a teenager probably before he realised the kind of gravity of it. Like, people all over the world were, like, excited for you coming and have seen, you know what I mean? So, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And it just shows, like, I mean, how connected, I mean, if you want to consider it strangers, like people who never knew each other or knew of each other.
That's the thing, like, I don't really consider many people strangers now, though. Like, well, certainly not you guys after spending time with you and stuff, but, like, even before I met you in person, I didn't really consider you a stranger. Like, it's kind of surreal the first time you see each other, isn't it, in the flesh?
Yeah.
I remember meeting you at the airport and stuff, and, like, I'd seen photos of you and that, but you, like, I think when you've seen photos of people, they're still not quite, like, the same. It's not the same till you actually see them in person, is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just kind of, like, I don't know, there's no, like, you don't really know what to say at first, do you, either? Like, you're kind of like, hi, hug and stuff. But,
yeah, it's definitely kind of awkward, but I don't know why. I don't know why it's like that, because we already, like, knew each other. But after we got over that, it was like normal.
Nah, well, I didn't really find it too awkward, but I'm quite chatty, so maybe I didn't mind breaking the ice and speaking to you, you know what I mean? So I think if somebody's shy, or maybe, like,
yeah,
because we went to In and Out, didn't we?
Yeah,
because we were waiting on calls landing, so we had like an hour or so. So we went to In and Out with Salt Lake City, Karen.
Mm-hmm.
So and then went back to the airport and got calls and after.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was like instantly we were just hanging out, and like we'd known each other for years, which we actually had already.
It was good.
So what do you do for work?
Well, I've just actually started a new job this week. So my background is kind of finance. Like I went to university and got a degree in accounting, and then became an accountant, like in the public sector and like local government and stuff. And then I've done it for all these years, and it's not something that I ever particularly enjoyed. It was maybe something that I was always kind of more naturally numbers inclined, and then I studied it. Like it wasn't a job I'd wanted. I was like, I need something to go and study and get a degree, and I just chose that and went in kind of it. And then, but I hadn't really been happy at work and feeling fulfilled for a while. So an opportunity came up in the same organisation to kind of take another step. So I'm just started a job as what we call like a procurement analyst. I got to like look at I've got to do market research and look at trends in the market and like how much we're spending compared to other years and compared to other areas. You know what I mean? Like kind of sort of data analysis and like looking at trends and stuff and doing market research. So something a bit different, boring like accounts. But there's some similarities. But my jobs are quite boring, so we probably should move on to it. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't talk about them too long. People are asleep.
Uh, um, it's funny to hear about people's actual jobs when we're used to seeing them in this capacity in the community, like the creativity, the joking, the back and forth, between the babies or the accounts, and to know that you're basically an accountant, and you do this very boring job, and you're whatever you described it as.
Very boring. Well, I'm hoping that my new job isn't as boring. But when I described it to you, when I described it there, it sounded quite boring, to be honest. So I'm regretting it now. Wish I'd stayed.
Are you still going to be working from home though, or do you have to go into an office?
I've been going back into the office through choice because I live by myself now. And it's getting busier. Like, I quite like going to the office now. It's kind of like back what it used to be, getting a bit of banter, as we say, and stuff with people and getting to see people every day.
Yeah.
I prefer it now.
Oh, you do prefer it?
Because like working from home, like especially living by myself, like like you can go, if you're working from home, you can go a couple of days without seeing anybody. You know what I mean? Without having any human interaction. So I prefer the office now. Like, so what about you? Are you still working from home?
I am, and I love it. Like,
but do you not have the option? Do you have to? Is your job like a home working job, or can you go to an office if you wanted?
Oh, well, actually, I could, if I wanted to. There is an actual facility that I could go to work out of, but it's just more comfortable to stay at home.
I suppose, and you live with somebody as well, don't you? So it's like,
yeah,
it's different. Like,
and the cats.
Aye, so
the cats are here.
That's true. Babies.
Yeah.
Do you go missing me?
Yes. Okay, so you did mention that you're alone. You live by yourself now.
Yeah. Well, I'm technically still married, but I'm separated from my wife Noah for coming on over a year now. So I think most people in the community know, but we're on good terms in that still, and still like the co-parent Jaff. So it's all good. Like, she had to come to my house today for a couple of hours and stuff and watch him because he got sent home sick from nursery. So but I had a work meetings and it's my day with him, so I was like, yeah, can you just come sit at my house with him and stuff? So then I came back for work, and then here she was sitting in my living room watching TV with McDonald's and stuff. I'm like, make yourself at home.
Wow. And you guys, you're still okay with everything?
Aye, we're fine. Like, she's got a boyfriend now, and he seems alright. It's totally fine. And I'm single, but been a bit busy.
Busy Dale. Okay. Should I ask what she thought of your account?
She was quite supportive of it. She didn't have too much involvement in it. I think because I spoke about it a lot, people maybe thought she had more involvement in it than she did. Like, everybody knew that in the kind of like close kind of groups that we had, that people that had been in there for a long time, like most people knew who Noah was and stuff, and lots of people like followed her Instagram and stuff, but she never really had any grasp of who anybody like was, and she never looked at the BYC herself really. Never had too much involvement in it at all. Like, she knew I had friends in all these countries online.
Oh yeah.
But she was fine with me being on it, but she didn't because sometimes she would get Christmas gifts for people and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Like Logan and Wendy definitely, I know, sent her something every year. So they sent her something this year, and I don't know if I can't remember. I told them that we'd separated, and they were like, but we know, we thought we'd send her something anyway, and I was like, oh well, that's nicey.
Oh, that's
that's
nice.
quite funny.
Yeah. Well, what was interesting about your account though is that you when you started your account, you were just Baby Yoda fan, Dale. You weren't starting it as babies.
So what happened there was like I was following it. So I followed it was, if it hadn't been like COVID, I would never have joined. I don't know if it would have happened if it wasn't for COVID, to be honest.
True.
I think because it kicked off early to mid 2020 when you were proper in this country anyway, you were allowed out for 1 hour a day to go walk or something like that.
Wow.
Everything was closed. You know, like proper heaviest of lockdowns. So I had a lot more free time, you know what I mean, and stuff. And then I was just messing about on Instagram, and I'd been watching Mandalorian, I think, and it might have been on, I followed the Baby Yoda meme page.
Yeah.
And then I discovered it was actually Nuggy's page that I seen. And then I just loved it, and like loved Nuggy and stuff and his posts. And then I started seeing the other ones comment, so I started following them. So at this point, I was like following, say, like 15 or 20 off my own Instagram. But I was on my Instagram, you know, trying to look at other stuff as well.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like mixing up, like my friends, but it was getting clogged up with this Baby Yoda stuff. And like I wanted to see the Baby Yoda stuff, but I thought like I'm going to make a separate page just as and just follow Baby Yoda pages off it, so that if I want to see that, I can go and have a look, and it doesn't come into my. So at that point, I kind of started commenting on people's posts and stuff, but I never really had any posts or anything on my page, and it took a while for kind of people to, like, some people to follow me back and stuff. But I was like that for like 3 months, and then 4 months, and then it came to Christmas, and Nuala got me like Josh for my Christmas, because she knew that I was liking it, and she was like, "You can just go, there's your one, and you can post it if you want." You know what I mean? So it wasn't really planned. If she never got me the Christmas present, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Oh.
I'd have just stayed like a fan. I would have still been part of the community, but I probably wouldn't have got as many followers and made as many friends and stuff if that never happened. Because Alan was actually hers before the community. Like, I got her that for her birthday, just like as a teddy and stuff. So like, but I think because of the bonds and that, like when we separated, she let me keep him. But it was he's technically hers, because it was never really. He was just a little like teddy that she took to bed. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she never really had any like emotional attachment to any of it. So that was the story. That's how I got kind of up and running. So I got like the first page. I got Josh, and then started posting them, and then that was it. And the kind of account took off, and I was kind of, and I became one of the weirdos.
You joined the clan of crazies. So you have those two, Josh and Alan, and then Funko?
Yeah, so I got Funko as a birthday present for one of my friends the next year, I think. I don't know what order I got. I got Funko as just like a birthday present, and then that's when I started kind of putting him into it as well. So and then we got the Yodi clone as a prank.
Oh yeah, Yodi clone, that's right.
Just to figure into our storylines, because obviously he went to Vegas. Funko sadly couldn't go to Vegas; he was too big. But obviously Yodi clone got to tag along and meet his original Yodi.
Yeah, his nemesis.
And that was quite risky, because Yodi's had like a lot of hits out on him, try to get him assassinated and stuff. So no, he's not like. Yodi hates him, but he loves Yodi. Like, he's totally oblivious to all this. He thinks that Yodi loves him too. So,
I know. I remember when they were meeting. It was like you could feel the tension. It was so palpable, but it was just from Yodi's Yodi's side of it. Yodi clone was like, "Hey, buddy."
So that's so they kind of live in they live in the dining room now. They've got their kind of own shelf and stuff. Like, they didn't get down as much as they used to, sadly. But I need to get back into it, to be honest. But I'm still, Patrick's too small. Like, I still don't trust him. Mm-hmm. They're too valuable. I think maybe when he gets to a bit like, it's like he plays with his own toys, but sometimes he'll throw them and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like,
you know what I mean? So it's like he's not trusted yet with them. They're too, because they're technically toys, aren't they? Apart from Funko's not a toy, but in theory they're. So maybe when he's older, he'll maybe get trusted, but no, he's nowhere near ready.
Yeah, no, that's probably good. So where have you haven't been active too much lately? Is it just because of the new job, new stuff going on?
Just life, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like when I was with Noah, I had a bit more free. Like, there was 2 of us here in the house and stuff. Like, now it's my house. still quite. I still live in a family home, so it's a pretty decent size, like 3 bedroom house. You know what I mean? I've got if I didn't do something, it doesn't get done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So and have co-parenting, so I only have Patrick 50% of the time, but when I have him, I've got him just myself. You know what I mean? And work. A bit of burnout really as well. Just you know what I mean? Like I'm at work and stuff, and like I want to chill, and I didn't want to make it sound like I'm bad mouthing the community. I'm not, but like you know, like I'm going online and I've got 20 messages in my inbox and stuff, and obviously half of that's like group chats that I've got like 100 messages. You know what I mean? So
Oh, yeah.
sometimes it can be a bit daunting, and that's what. Like I know people are wondering about the events posts and stuff like that. Just took a lot of work really, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it anymore because it was just taken away for the rest of my life. Like on a Monday, I was doing that post, and I was coming on Monday after work, and then by the time I went through everything and sorted it, I had my dinner and stuff. I'm like nearly time to get to bed. You know what I mean? So I was kind of just a bit of burnout, a bit of like,
Yeah.
and just life really. Like I've just got so much more on really. By the time I kind of go through the chats and speak to people like directly, like I really didn't look at the timeline anymore. Like I didn't see anybody's posts anymore, which is a bit of a shame. Like I do miss it a bit at times, but I just didn't have the time to do it.
Yeah. No, I feel that same pressure, I guess. I haven't been posting as much as I used to, and
Like I kind of seen it happening. Like I said that would happen. Like it's lasted better than I would. Like I always thought the community had a shelf life, but I'm not really sure it does have a shelf life now. I think it probably will be there in some form. It's a bit of a shame because like new accounts come and follow me, and I follow them all back, but like I'll never really see what they post or who they are or anything. Like I used to see every post
yeah.
every day. I seen everything, but mainly when it was like the first year and a half we were proper in like lockdown and stuff, and I had more time. You know what I mean? And I had like Nuala here, so we shared like housekeeping. Like when I say shared, she done most of it. To be honest, so
There you go. Good man, Dale.
I had the most free time. So I went for doing 10, 20% of the housework to doing 100%. So I don't think I'll ever get back to the levels that I was when it first started. To be honest, I just don't think it's possible. Because like in my work, my new job, there's got to be I'm going to be studying and stuff for other qualifications and stuff. So like I'm going to have that on top of things, and you know, things like that.
Absolutely.
Because I'm quite busy social life as well. Like I've got a lot of friends and stuff, and I like going to football games, you know, like stuff like that. So
Oh, yeah.
stuff that when the
Yeah.
community started, I wasn't able to do because of COVID. This came back, so you're throwing it all in, and it's just something has to give. And I kind of value the friendship, the group chats and the messages kind of get the priority over the post because of it's relationships I've forged, and I'm coming on to speak to my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't mean that to say I didn't enjoy it anymore that day. It is just a time. I have time. So I get messages, people asking if I'm okay and stuff, and I'm actually fine. It's just time. Like sometimes, obviously, people message me and I didn't reply for like 3 days because I've had basically there's a list and I'm going in order of people that have messaged me and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
No, it's true, and I find that as well. Like when I go on, I'm just going through checking the messages first, replying to people, and then if there's time left over, I'll spend a couple minutes going through the feed and looking at posts. But it's just more so like focusing on the friends that you have and communicating with them. But you do have that stock photo that every time I freaking see it, it cracks me up. It's the 3 boys, you know, just lined up, and you just like put them in a picture, like there's
the same one every time.
Like there's no Photoshop skill. There's no like, let me blend it in so it looks like they're actually there. No, it's just a square cutout of them like stuck on a beach or stuck on a football field or freaking cracks me up.
I think like the party stuff and the event stuff, I think became a bit of a monster, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because
oh god, yeah.
Like I got like, you know, like I took it on myself to like, it was a good idea at first because it encouraged people to well, I'm not saying at first it was a good idea, because having a mutual hashtag, and it invited people to kind of make connections and stuff. You know what I mean? If you held an event and somebody joined it, like, and they didn't follow them, you say, oh, they followed me, I didn't notice them, I can follow them, and it helped people kind of make connections and stuff.
Yeah.
But it just grew so much that, like, you know what I mean? When I was doing the events posts, you were talking, some days you'd have 3 or 4, and you were talking like 10 a week, and people, like, I felt that, like, I didn't want to leave anyone out, so I was attending every party, and it got to a point where I just did, all my posts had to be people's events, because that's what I had time for. So I wasn't just posting stuff, because when we started, before events, we all just posted what we wanted to post, told our own stories,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And that kind of went, and it kind of became, and like, no offence to anybody, like, it's up to you, but like, it wasn't for me. But can you have people hosting a party every week? Like an account, you had 2 or 3 accounts that would host a party every week. Like, when theirs ended, they decided the next one, because that's what they like doing, which is fair enough. But it became a bit much for me, so I didn't see any event. I've no touched it for much. The last events post I done was the week before I went to Vegas, and I've said, like, I'm going to be away for the next 2 weeks, so there won't be a post. And then I've never. But Cody and Kenobi, an account from Australia, they've messaged me asking about it and if they could start it back up. And they said they were going to start it back up in March. So I've not been on. I don't know if they've attempted it or not, but they were intending to, which would be weird. So
they have. So they have started doing that, and that's been a pretty cool thing that they took on. I wonder if they realized the gravity of that job that they.
But we've not had it for 6 months, so did it not go quite smoothly without it? I don't know.
I guess. Yeah, I think it. I have a feeling though that your roundups were kind of helping. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Because like the other day there was a baby had a party, and I remember how you used to send out messages to all the chats like, hey guys, there's this party, there hasn't been a lot of participation, can you guys participate? And people would be like, oh yeah, let's go get on that party. So that doesn't really happen anymore. But the other day somebody was having a party and there was like 5 posts for it. And so I think it was Beanie. They came in and said, hey guys, there's this party that nobody posted for. And so people started posting. But I think that was one of the good things about having the roundup of events, that there was somebody to kind of make sure that at least the babies that were having parties were having attendance.
But it just was like, I couldn't dedicate time to it anymore, really.
That was too much.
Other priorities and stuff. And it got to the point I wasn't enjoying it, because I was like, oh, my Monday night's gone because I have to do this post. Most of it, like, could take, by the time I got through everything, it could take like 2 hours, you know what I mean? And by the time I got all the information and filmed them and like put them in the calendar, then posted them, it could take like over 2 hours, and I just couldn't justify it anymore. No, really,
not at all. No, I totally get that.
So sorry everybody, but I don't for let anybody down, but I just couldn't do it anymore.
No, not when you have like basically 2 full-time jobs, you know, your job where you get paid and your home job.
Aye, definitely. So I seen Nicole's in Athens, eh?
Yes, dude, that was so awesome.
You guys get about, didn't they? They're quite close to me, but I hope they come to Scotland. They did say they would.
Yeah.
I loved what she said about me and her podcast. So I love you too, Nicole and Brian.
Oh, and Brian, throw that in. Yeah.
No, Brian's cool.
Oh my gosh.
Brian was cool.
Yeah, he's super fun.
Remember when in Vegas when he brought all the sunglasses for everybody so they could see the eclipse?
Oh yes. Oh wait, was it? Did they bring them? I know Thomas had brought some too.
Was it no Brian that brought and handed them all to everybody? Because there was some eclipse that morning. Well, I thought it was Brian. It was.
Maybe they did. All I know is that you guys were already up before I got up, so I don't know what was happening.
Oh no, everybody gets up before you two. Honestly, see these pair, bed till lunchtime every day.
I mean, it's, you know.
They're like teenagers on school holidays.
There you go. I was going to say.
Every day.
I was gonna say it's because I'm old and I need my sleep, but no, I'm a teenager and I just, sleep till noon every day.
Well, usually when you get older, you struggle to lie in. Like I can't lie in anymore.
No?
And that.
Oh gosh.
So
Yeah, it's never been a trouble for me.
I was like, in San. I remember in San Diego when I just went into the city myself. Just got the Uber. Like I had a good time. I just went and got beer and pizza in the Seaport Village and sat in the sun. It was great. The regret is no. I wish I'd came. Like I say, I wish. Like I feel really that San Diego was such a good place. Like I wish I'd been for longer.
Yeah.
The
Well,
only good thing is it gives me an appetite to come back one
exactly.
day.
That's what I was gonna say. Now you have reason to come back. There's still so much we didn't get to do that you were gonna.
Well, look, Laura and Jeff, they're quite keen for me to come stay with them for a bit
Oh yeah.
at some point, so I could hopefully do a sort of
Mhm.
California trip at some point, maybe where I could stay with them and come San Diego as well for a bit and
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
So,
Yes,
aye,
there's a lot to do here, and then maybe even up in Northern California. Although you'd probably have to have a good couple of weeks to spend and travel all over California.
and yeah, I know. And then I was thinking I maybe go and see Thomas and Mal on the way home.
Yes. Oh
Seattle.
yeah.
Same coast, isn't it? But it's miles away.
Yeah, but no, it's doable. It's totally doable.
Because like obviously Alex is in Seattle as well, so I'd have to go and see her and stuff as well.
Yeah, and then
And there'll probably be more people I can. If I was driving, obviously Oregon, I'd have to go see Logan and West. Like, see,
yeah,
I could do a big West Coast trip. I'd have to go and see all these people. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Probably need about a month. Because Logan and Wendy be on the way to Seattle, wouldn't they?
uh-huh,
And Angela,
yeah,
Mika's, she's Oregon as well. I'm probably missing people. This is me off the cuff. So if I miss you and we're close, sorry.
we could call it Baby Yoda fan Dale's West Coast tour or something.
Aye, because then obviously we had a bit of a West Coast tour, I suppose, didn't we? Well, maybe. Well, I don't know. Vegas isn't the coast, is it? But obviously the drive through the desert and stuff was great fun.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, let's see. Any current plans? Are you guys going to be meeting up anytime soon in your area?
Yes, in about a month's time, Easter Monday, Bambino and the Mamas are coming to Edinburgh, so we're going to meet. And then there's a trip to Loch Ness planned in August. Who's coming?
Oh, Binky.
Binky's coming, and I think there's a group chat with people that have kind of looked at it and interest. I don't know, like it's quite a expensive trip for obviously Americans, so don't know who will do it. Brian and Nicole are thinking of coming in September, but the Scottish ones, like obviously Kelly, Angie and I, that's like Beb, Teeny and I, we tend to meet. Well, it probably turns out to be about 3 or 4 times a year really now, but like any time that someone's coming to Scotland, we kind of make a point of meeting them as a group.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we've met 4 times. So, and Anna's been, and Dodis have been 3 of them. The first time we met, it was Taco and Victor and Dodis and Anna. Then I think the second time was just Dodis and Anna. No, the second time was Karen and Beppison. Then the third time was Dodis and Anna. Then the fourth time again was just Dodis and Anna. So Anna's came and she stays. I'm sure she stays at Angie's house sometimes.
Oh, I love that.
I think she's hotel mainly, but like, so they've obviously, Angie and Anna have made obviously a close friendship, so we always make a point of going and meeting when she comes over, which is good. And I quite like it because, to be fair, it's Angie that's the organiser usually. She does a good job at it, but quite bad. Like, we're going to like historical sort of Scottish landmarks, but they're all places I'd never been.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty cool. So like the first time we went to the Botanical Gardens in Edinburgh, I'd never been. We went to the Kelpies, which is 2 big like horse statue things, but they're really famous Scottish landmarks. I'd never been, and we went to a museum in Glasgow called Kelvin Grove. It's just really famous Scottish landmark. I'd never been, so that's been quite cool.
That's cool.
With Karen, we went to the National Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh. Like I'd never been, so it's quite good like that. I'm getting to see all Well, like, it's Angie that's organising it, so thanks to her, really. And obviously, Patrick's been to everyone apart from the last time, because the first three meetups he came to, because Cole said to me in Vegas, like, I'd heard you were quiet in meetups. She was quite surprised I wasn't. And I was like, I'm not quiet, it's just I can't relax when Patrick's there. So he never came to the last one, so I was a bit more relaxed and stuff. But I think that's because, like, they'd all met him before, so he's coming next time because the mamas want to meet him because they've not met him. So if it's somebody that's been quite close and have they met him, I'm quite happy to. It just depends as well, because I'm every second weekend with him, so if it falls on, like, if it falls on my weekend, I have to take him anyway. But
you'll take him even if it's not your weekend?
Well, it's not my weekend, it's not my day when the mamas are coming, but I'll bring him so they can meet him. Because they've obviously followed him since pregnancy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
pregnancy.
I think they're quite looking. So that's our next meet up anyway, in about a month's time, Easter Monday.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to see those pictures. That's one thing about watching other friends have meetups is it's like you can live vicariously. And it's so heartwarming and exciting to see when people are meeting up. And oh my gosh.
I know, because it's kind of weird because Tina, like Beb and Dodis, like I've like spent like loads. I've seen them loads now. You know what I mean? So like it's like not in a bad way, but it's not a big deal for me to see them now. And like it's kind of funny because we walk about and sometimes we just take turns. Like we'll take a photo and then you just pick up like a random one. So like we'll take a photo and then I'll carry like Beb about for 15 minutes. But you didn't really think about it. We just all go start picking them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like your friends as kids. You're just like, come on, kids, and just gather them up.
And obviously, like, get to meet like Andy comes, like Kelly's partner who does the doodles.
Yeah.
So he comes as well, and he's like a cool guy. And I've met Angie's partner Ryan. He's really cool as well.
Oh
so
yeah.
He's really kind of supports her with it and stuff. Even though it's like her thing. So it's good. Quite look forward to when somebody's coming and that. So if we can go to Loch Ness, which looks like it's going to happen, like it'll be like we're actually going away for a night together and stuff in a different city,
really?
like in Inverness, and then go to Loch Ness. I've never been to Loch Ness or Inverness, so it'll be quite cool.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's a real cool adventure. Who planned that, Angie?
I think so. I think it's Angie. Yeah. She's been the organizer, to be fair.
Oh, she's good at that stuff. Do you find it harder when you're in Scotland? Well, I was going to say, or other countries, but you really probably don't take the babies to other countries other than the US when you came. But how do people in Scotland, do you notice, can you compare it to the US as far as when they see you taking pictures or like see the group of you taking pictures and stuff? Do they act funny about it?
We've not really had too much. We kind of do it kind of out the way. Like, if you know what I mean? And people are fine. I think they kind of sense that it's like a social media thing. You know what I mean? I think I've never really had any. The only time I've ever had something was, I don't know, what happened? Remember we were up at that, when Aldo was going to kick that guy's ass. What was it happened again? What do you call that place up in the hill? The monument.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking of another. Oh yeah, that was at Cabrillo National Monument. Cabrillo.
When somebody said something about us. Aldo,
oh yeah, they said how ugly the baby Yodas were.
And Aldo.
Those ugly things.
Aldo's got to kill him.
Yeah, that guy was a jerk. He was talking about our kids like that.
He shot his pants though when Aldo confronted him, to be fair. So, fuck him. Are you allowed to swear in this?
Wait, what?
Are you allowed to swear in this? I said fuck him.
Oh. I didn't even notice you did. You know what? Yeah, I'll just put, because when I upload it, there's a little thing you can check, like a check box if there's foul language or something. So.
Well, if I'm not allowed to swear, just say, hey Dale, nae fucking swearing.
Nae fucking swearing. Okay, so let's see. We're getting through these. On the list of general questions, there's only like 2 left.
Really? That big list you sent me?
Yeah, I've been I've been checking it off as we go, and we were kind of already.
I thought you'd ask me like 3 questions.
I know, because you're being good. You're talking a lot. Are you? I could ask you about being a Star Wars fan.
I'm quite a casual Star Wars fan. Like I've seen the films and stuff. I'm not like, like people know like the history of like the Clone Wars. I've never watched any of the animated shows. So like when I watched like Ahsoka, like people knew who all these characters were. Where it was my kind of introduction to them all.
Yeah.
And I didn't really even like it that much, to be honest. I've not really enjoyed the shows that much apart from Mandalorian and Andor. Like Kenobi, I could have took it or left it, and Ahsoka was kind of like meh. So I'm kind of like the films. My favourite Star Wars is The Mandalorian and the original trilogy by a country mile.
Yeah, definitely the same.
They're the only ones that really have like a lot of rewatch value for me. Like the prequel trilogy, Revenge of the Sith, love that, brilliant. Attack of the Clones, fall asleep. I'll never watch that again. Phantom Menace, I kind of have a bit. I know it gets a bit of slagging, but it came out when I was like 7, and I was total buzzing for it. Like really excited. So I have a bit of a soft spot for it. The new trilogy, loved The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. Kind of like take it, leave it. Like it's kind of weird because I know that Last Jedi gets a lot of love, and I didn't love it as much. But I know Rise of Skywalker gets a lot of hate, and I probably didn't hate it as much as others. So, but I'm a pretty casual Star Wars fan. I'm a big Mandalorian fan. That was the first Star Wars thing that I was like, oh, I absolutely love this.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You just said something that, like, I didn't even consider. You were 7 years old when, what was it?
Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace came out.
And so I'm like, oh, that's right. Like, I forget that there's such a big age difference in the community and, between us. Mm. But yeah, so it's funny that, yeah, you're maybe not the Star Wars fan like some people because you didn't grow up like in the 70s and 80s when it was such a big
but I do like the original trilogy.
Yeah, that's right.
But there's a lot of people in the community that have never watched even Mandalorian. They just like Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that trips my brain out because how do they even know about the baby?
They just seen like the plushies and thought, oh, I want one.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you can't help but fall in love with them, can you? So
yeah, totally. No, I think it's like anybody who doesn't like the baby, there's something really wrong with them. Just joking. Have you found like just being in the community, anything either, well, I guess it would just be pertaining to the community itself, but anything like really memorable for you or meaningful that happened because of your Instagram presence? And on that cliffhanger, we wrap up this first part of the interview with Dale. Come back next week. Hopefully it'll be ready next week. Part 2 of the interview with Baby Yoda fan Dale. Bye, friends.